What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Inside Elite Fitness. I'm Sean Woodland. He's Tommy Marquez. 19.1 has been announced. Tall guy workout, high five. That is a groove pitch to people like you and me.
At 6'3", 205, let's just say I'm not complaining. I'm happy burpees didn't show up.
If I had to pick two movements, I'd pick those two. So thank you very much to whomever programmed that one. But we had the announcement last night. 3 different places. We had one courtesy of the CrossFit French Throwdown over there in Paris. They were throwing down outside. Looked like a fun party. We had one going on in Brazil where they had a packed house. Music was pumping and they had athletes there. Pablo Chalfun was one of them. And then finally we had Strength and Depth over in London, England. That crew, 1 in the morning, they had Sam Briggs, Stephen Fawcett, and then they had Kelly Friel there as well. That looked like a good time. There were some good things to talk about with these things. I give those organizations credit for putting them together, the people who were in charge of organizing that. They did it on short notice. They didn't have a ton of resources. But I think at the end of the day, what was lacking was sort of context to bring it all together.
Yeah, and it was reflected in the comment section a little bit. But 2 things really need to happen in order to be a good announcement in my mind. Entertainment and information, and both of those need to be provided in spades. And all 3 of these announcements had pieces of that. You look at Strength and Depth starting out in London. They had an excellent matchup with athletes and a few nice bells and whistles with graphics. You look over at France. They were very upfront in presenting the information and kept it nice and close and intimate setting and stuck to that. And Brazil, they just looked like they had a good party. Mm-hmm. They had tons of people there, rallied up. The music was loud. The athletes were thrown down. At least the people on site were pumped. So a couple of things, to hang your hat on if you're those athletes. And really, they should be commended for taking this on short notice, because you and I both know, as well as anyone, how difficult it is to pull off something like this, especially on short notice.
Yeah, it is not easy. So thanks to the people on the ground there who were able to provide that for us. And we're going to get into this in a lot more depth in our podcast, Talking Elite Fitness, next week. Subscribe on iTunes and on Google Play. Let's get into the workout itself, because that was the marquee thing. 19.1, just 2 movements, 19 wall balls, 19 calories on the rower for 15 minutes. And we were talking earlier, this one looks like it's really about what you're able to accomplish on the rower.
Well, this tall drink of water certainly agrees, because I love this. I can't get over this workout enough. A classic CrossFit couplet. Say goodbye to your legs, by the way, if you're wondering how this one's going to feel. But like Sean said, I think this is all about the rower. For most people, you have a set wall ball strategy in place. You're either going to go unbroken or you're going to have a set break at a certain number. And from there on out, it's just how much you can keep that pace and keep that Concept 2 rower humming and not let it fall off as you get into the later rounds. Pretty simple, but it's going to be devastating.
Yeah, and 19.1 is also the very first event of our next sanctioned event. It is the 5th of 15 sanctioned events that we have this season, Strength and Depth, kicking off on Saturday. And now we have a complete picture of what those 7 events will be. 19.1 kicks things off on Saturday, 4 total events on day 1. Event number 2, 10 rounds for time. You have bar muscle ups in there, and then a hang dumbbell snatch with an unbroken handstand walk. Event 3 is all about the max snatch, and then event 4, just 2 movements. I know you really like that one. Some people are going to be burning it up there on event number 4. So now that we have the complete picture, let's start with the women's side. What are you most excited to see on day 1 from them?
I'm excited to see Sarah Sigmundsdottir kind of step up to the plate and be the front runner here. She's one of the favorites, arguably because she has the best pedigree of any athlete taking the floor that weekend. But I spoke to her previously for an article leading up to this event, and she said she's just looking to get her mojo back. And some of that is just getting out onto the competition floor and getting more events under her belt. So I think she's excited about the max snatch, and looking at some of these other events, in particular 19.1, this is a great opportunity for her to kind of find that magic that she had in years past.
In the preview show that we did for the men's side that you can find on our YouTube channel, Inside Elite Fitness, we focused on Roman Khrennikov and the matchup he'll have with Willie George. Given what we now know, that still seems to be the marquee matchup on the men's side.
Certainly, but I think there's a few things for each of these athletes they can kind of circle on day number 1 as a potential hurdle that they need to get over with. For Willie George, it's the handstand walk. It's been kind of one of the thorns in his side since the games last year. At the Dubai CrossFit Championship, the handstand walk event was his worst finish. He was 23rd. For Roman Khrennikov, on the other hand, it's that top end strength. There was a max snatch, just like there is here at Strength and Depth in Dubai. He was 24th. So both of those athletes had finishes outside the top 20, an opportunity to maybe rectify that and have a little bit better finish in London.
Strength and Depth gets going on Saturday over there in London, and you will be able to watch the action live on their website. Go to strengthanddepth.com and you can find the live stream. Remember, we will have a wrap-up next week here on Inside Elite Fitness, and we'll also talk about it on our podcast, along with everything that went on with 19.1 on Talking Elite Fitness. Subscribe to us on YouTube, Inside Elite Fitness, and of course, subscribe to the podcast at Talking Elite Fitness. That's going to be on Google Play, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. That's it for us. Enjoy Strength and Depth. Good luck with all them wall balls and the rowing. I know I'm going to enjoy that. For Tommy Marquez, I'm Sean Woodland, and we'll see you guys next week.